Mutations are simply changes in DNA. This will eventually change you because the changed DNA is transcribed to make messenger RNA, which will then make proteins, which make up you. The change affects the whole process. So mutations change you. This can be good, such as genetic diversity and adaptation, or bad, such as cancer and genetic conditions. Mutations come in two kinds, spontaneous and induced. Spontaneous mutations are when something in the replicating process goes wrong. We know from mitosis and meiosis that our body is always copying cells. Usually it copies it exactly, but 1 out of every 10,000 times it copies the cell wrong. This is a spontaneous mutation. An example of this is strand slippage, when the strands of DNA slip, causing incorrect bonding and therefore an incorrect copy. Induced mutations are caused by environmental factors such as radiation and smoking. When people smoke, they release a chemical into their system which can replace part of their DNA. This may do nothing, but if it enters a cancer-suppressing gene, the gene will no longer be able to prevent cancer, and you will get cancer. So how is the DNA changed? It can happen by substitution, when chemicals replace, say, a C with an A. There are proteins that travel along your genes to look out for this, and when they see that A paired up with a G, they know something is wrong. In DNA code, T's are always paired up with A's, and C's are always paired up with G's. 50% of the time they will fix it correctly and switch the A back to the C, but the other 50% of the time they will replace the G with a T so they are correctly paired up, because they don't know what it used to be. And if that happens, the DNA has been changed. DNA can be changed by insertion when radiation or chemicals cause the DNA to break apart. The proteins will rush to fix it, but in doing so might add an extra letter. The DNA is changed. It can happen by deletion when the DNA is broken by radiation or chemicals in two places, getting rid of a part of the DNA. But not all of the changes are caused by chemicals and radiation. Sometimes it is just incorrectly copied. This might be deletion when a portion is lost, or duplication when a portion is copied twice into the new gene. There's inversion when part of the gene is copied upside down. There's insertion when one chromosome is inserted into another, and there's translocation when parts of the gene are swapped. These are all mutations, and they can be beneficial and harmful. Mutations create genetic diversity. This makes us all different, but even more important than that, it makes a healthy population. It enables species to adapt and enabled us to evolve from tiny bacterium. Mutations can be harmful, like cancer, and genetic conditions such as cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, and colour blindness. Or mutations can do nothing at all. These are called silent mutations. Thanks for watching. I'd just like to leave you with a fun fact. If you have both copies of the sickle cell anemia disease, you'll get sickle cell anemia, which clogs up your capillaries and cuts off circulation. But if you only have one copy, not only will you not get the disease, but it will act as protection against malaria as well. So that's an example of how a mutation can be both beneficial and harmful.